welcome back to the final installment of the TheHammer56 Quentin Tarantino retrospective. Now we move on to 2009. Tarantino's World War II grand epic film, Inglourious Bastards, which, a little backstory on this. After seeing Death Proof, I was a little shaken on Tarantino. I was like, ugh, I just didn't sit well with me. I didn't like it that much. And I saw the trailer, and I saw that it was called Inglourious Bastards. At the time, I'd already seen the original Inglourious Bastards, and I was like, what the heck? You know, it doesn't look very good. It's a remake. And then I went and seen the film and was completely and utterly floored by this film. And again, it's another film that, like I said, that's the further you get along with Tarantino's resume, the further it seems to divide people. You either love this movie or you hate this movie. And it is, you know, like I said, Inglourious Bastards, starring Brad Pitt, Christoph Waltz, you know, tons of great actors in this film. This plot's kind of hard to describe because there's a lot going on in this movie, but I'll try to break it up into, there's really two sections of this film. You have, one, Brad Pitt and the Bastards, Nazi hunting. Then you have a French lady who survived an encounter with Christoph Waltz's character, Hans London, the Jew hunter. And she has a cinema that a young war hero, Nazi war hero, wants to show his movie that's based upon him in the theater, and she's kind of hatching a plot to kill the Nazis in the theater, and just so happens that her plot kind of intertwines with the Bastards' plot. So that's kind of your basic story of this film. It's a little hard to describe because there's, like I said, there's a lot going on in the film. And when I saw this in the theater, and still to this day, because I just watched it this morning, I loved it. It's just fun. It's got great script writing. The dialogue is back to Tarantino's excellent dialogue from Death Proof, which was a little shaky. What else to say about this movie? Because I think I've talked about this movie before. Anyways, one of the best things about this movie, and I say discovery, but what I mean is discovery in American cinema, because I'm pretty sure this guy was a well-known German actor beforehand, is Quentin Tarantino casting Christoph Waltz as the Jew hunter, Hans London. He is a brilliant villain. He is scummy. He is conniving. He is, you know, he doesn't use, he's not strong, he's kind of cowering almost, he's not a brave person, it seems like, but at the same time, he's the dominant person in all the exchanges because of how smart he is, and at the same time, he has this charming side to him where, like, as much as you hate him and you want him to get his, he's almost likable at the same time. Brilliant performance by Christoph Waltz. I think this guy is one of the greatest modern actors, and I hope he continues to get work, you know, because he deserves, you know, he's won Oscars twice now, and in my humble opinion has deserved it every single time. He is brilliant. Brad Pitt as Aldo Lane, or Aldo Ray, not Aldo Lane. Who's Aldo Lane? Aldo Ray. I think he does a great job. Like, I'm Southern, I come from the South. His southern accent's pretty atrocious, but for this film, it works. This is a completely historically inaccurate thrill ride, basically. And one thing Tarantino does brilliantly in this film that I don't think he even captured in his so-called horror film Death Proof is tension. That first scene when Christoph Waltz's character is sitting there speaking to a French farmer, and underneath him is a family of Jews that he's hiding, and you know, the whole time you're just like, oh my god, and your hands are getting sweaty. And every time Christoph Waltz is on camera, you get that film when he's talking to the French girl who owns the cinema. Oh man, just brilliant stuff from Christoph Waltz in this film. It's fun, it's action-packed, it's got great scenes. The scene in the bar is long, like it's long, but it's so good because it's so tense. The tension in this film you can cut with a knife. It's got the atmosphere, you can just cut right through it. So good. I love Inglourious Bastards, but I know a lot of people who don't like Inglourious Bastards, so that's Inglourious Bastards. And finally, a film I do not own because it's not out yet, but it's quite a hot topic here recently, and it's Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. Again, I heard Django Unchained. I was like, he's remaking Django? I'd already seen Django. and it stars Jamie Foxx. What? What's going on? Went and seen it in theaters. Loved it. Rundown of the story for Django Unchained. Basically, Django is a slave who a German bounty hunter who passes himself as a dentist, played by Christoph Waltz, frees him to help him find people who has a bounty on his head. Then he decides to help Django get his wife back after they get done doing their bounty hunting through the winter. So basically they meet up with Calvin Candy, who runs the it's Candyland, which is the biggest plantation in the area, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and they basically just try to get his wife back. And it's a western, spaghetti western style, and it's just fun. It's action-packed. It's got, again, great dialogue, even though the script's a bit controversial with the use of the N-word. It's a take on slavery, which I think is a kind of a stupid thing, because it's not pro-slavery, it's not pro-racism, it's all anti-racism and slavery. Kind of weird that it's gotten that controversy, but it's got great writing, and once again, Christoph Waltz, man. This guy is so good. He is one of the greatest actors of this generation, I think. Even though he's not kind of this generation, he's a bit older. But what I'm saying is, of this time frame, I really think that he keeps getting the right roles. He could be like a De Niro of this time. He's fantastic. My nose is just really bad right now, I'm sorry. Jamie Foxx, who I'm not a fan of, really. I've never really liked anything Jamie Foxx has ever done. I thoroughly enjoyed his performance in this film, and man, Leonardo DiCaprio as Calvin Candy just blew me out of the water. He's completely conniving and scummy, and just, you don't like him. You don't like him at all. He's just completely unlikable. And Samuel L. Jackson in this film, he's hilarious, and he does a great job. It gets a little over the top towards the end. That was kind of one of the complaints I had about it upon initial viewing. It gets a little over the top. Even more so than like Inglourious Bastards. It's like, whoa. Like, there's gunshots and you're like, pew! Like, there's literally at one point, you hear like a missile being launched. It's like, but it's just so fun. It's a complete and utter throwback to that Italian spaghetti western style. And the music, again, is pretty much a mixture between score and songs, and most of the score is taken from other spaghetti westerns, including the opening theme, which is brilliant, is the Django theme. So yeah, Django Unchained, I loved it. Fantastic film. And I'm trying to hurry up because it's almost time for Comic Book Man, so I gotta get this top 8, I guess, since he's only done 8 movies, done with. So there's all the reviews. Hope you enjoyed them. Hope they were informative, but I'm pretty sure you've all seen all of Tarantino's stuff. We'll run through this, and we'll tell you who the next director is going to be in the TheHammer56 monthly director retrospective. So coming in, dead last, again, don't hate this movie, I just don't love it, and that's Quentin Tarantino's Death Proof. Not what I was hoping for. Next up, and again, just because this is next to last does not mean I dislike it. I like all of Tarantino's movies. Jackie Brown. Then we have Kill Bill Volume 1. Then we have Inglourious Bastards. Then, right there, we'll go Django Unchained. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got the top 3. Coming in at number 3, Kill Bill Volume 2. Coming in number 2, Pulp Fiction. And my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie of all time, Reservoir Dogs. So there you have it, folks. The very first Hammer 56 retrospective. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for directors you'd like to see come up in the future, put them in the comment section and I'll look into it. But the next director, which will be the April edition of this Hammer 56 retrospective series, will be Fred Vogel. Yes, the head honcho behind Toe Tag Pictures and the August Underground will be the next in line for a Hammer 56 retrospective. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time. Booyah!